Hi, I'm Kaya Herstad-Carney. I'm the Pathway Leader for Creative Artists here at ACM, and I'm going to talk about Mental Health Awareness Week. As a songwriter, you sometimes have to access emotions and go a little bit deeper than you might have to do in a lot of different occupations. And sometimes that might make you more susceptible for feeling emotions, and it might be more of a roller coaster than a train ride. And it's quite common that creative artists are struggling with mental health and these kind of mood changes and also anxiety and often other things. So if that's you, then you're not alone, and there's loads of things that you can use that through the art and loads of support that you can have. The big thing is to keep talking, to make sure that if you need help, that you're talking to people, that you are seeking the support that you can. We have an amazing support system within ACM, and there's loads of other things out there. Check out the Calm website. Being silent isn't being strong. There's also great ways of channeling any mental health issues into your material. A lot of good writers have been writing about similar challenges. But it's important that you're not chasing these things as well. Some artists get a little bit too caught up in getting these kind of inspiration from personal life and mental health, and it's important that we can write about other people as well as writing about yourself, and don't try to glamorize mental illness, because mental health is actually for everyone, and it's important for all of us to take care of. It can be a stressful time to study for a degree, and it can be stressful to be in the music industry, and there's loads of coping mechanisms that people start getting involved with. So it's important that you take care of yourself and you take time out and find out what you need, and sometimes that will be things like relaxation techniques and yoga or physical activity. Sometimes it might be getting to talk to somebody about what it is that is troubling you, and sometimes it's writing a new song. Breathing techniques, like I would use in my singing training, actually really helps with settling nerves as well. I also use centering before I go on stage if I feel either a bit anxious or if I need to rev myself up a bit. I might run up and down the stairs, but it's getting into that focused performance. So the music industry has started to really recognize how important mental health is and how little difference a mental illness is from a physical illness in the way that it should be treated by every organization. Help musicians are doing a fantastic campaign at the moment, both about depression and various mental health. There are loads of festivals around the world for World Mental Health Day, which is on the 10th of October. The big thing is talk about it. If you see somebody suffering, if you see somebody struggling, ask them, but don't push, because it's up to people to be able to share or not. But things are changing in regards to stigma, in regards to perception of mental health, and the only way we can move things forward is to keep on talking about it, because mental health is something that's important for everyone, and anybody in any walk of life can get periods of mental illness. If we don't deal with it from an early stage, it can be much more difficult to recover. So you might not know if your friends or bandmates or classmates are suffering from mental health illness or issues, but signs that you can possibly recognize if they've changed the way they use substances, alcohol, if they sleep a lot, or if they let you down for rehearsals maybe a lot of times but don't really explain why. There might be something going on that they're not talking about. Rapid change in moods. If you don't understand how that reaction came, or if you see kind of irrational behavior that is outside of what you would normally expect. A lot of people who are suffering from mental health but might not be aware that that's what's going on self-medicate, so that is a big one, especially in the music industry. Other typical things might be that they might be joking, self-effacing jokes, so taking the mickey out of themselves, like, oh, typical me, I messed up there, I always do that, and that kind of negative self-talk, negative language about their achievements and those kind of things. Maybe somebody who's trying really, really hard and getting really stressed if they haven't been able to achieve. But it's important not to start diagnosing other people. You know, sometimes it might just be somebody who's got that sense of humor. But it's worth having a conversation if you're comfortable having the conversation yourself. Also, if you know that somebody has had a bereavement, if they lost somebody they love, or broken up from a relationship or something like that, you might want to ask an extra time if there is something you can do. The good old phrase, "Are you all right?" or "Is everything fine?" is not necessarily something that is as helpful, because either people will give you the "yeah, I'm fine," which means less, but also it can be the thing that you can't run away from either. So it's a good idea to see if there's anything you can do for them rather than asking if they're fine. Because even when somebody who's suffering with depression can be the life of the party and be happy, and if depression isn't something where they constantly go around being sad, it's a very different kind of thing. If somebody suffers with anxiety, they might seem really confident to you, but you don't know what's going on the inside. So it's worth reading up on mental health conditions so that you can maybe recognize some of the symptoms better.